Welcome to the Food for Thought Faithcast. Clear your minds, clear your hearts. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. We thank you for tuning in today, and we hope you enjoy the show. Hey guys, it's B-Rob. It's the Food for Thought Faithcast, and I am your host with the most, because God's plan for me is greater than my plan for me. I don't say that to be conceited, but I'm just telling you, God's plan for you is greater than what you perceive your plan is. Guys, today treat somebody nice, because in Matthew 7, verse 12, it says, treat others with the same kindness you wish to receive. That sounds a lot like karma. Guys, I'm not going to preach a lot today, but I do want to talk about some things, so let's talk about them. We're going to get over into the world political realm for a second. Let's get back on this fraud level in Minnesota. Do you not realize how deep this goes? And a lot of people just look at things from the surface. They have no clue why. They don't follow the money. And they're easily clickbaited. And I say my channel's for entertainment purposes only, but and I share a lot of clips from people who are not mainstream media, and they seem to have more information than mainstream media. And I've been doing this a long time, even though the podcast has only been out for a year. I've been doing this research for a long, long time. I'm 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me started. We can go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, wherever you want to go. We can have that conversation. But what I'm telling you is you've got to, a lot of people ask me where I get information from. People, a lot of people are fooled. The algorithms, consensus, they're fooled, and they fool smart people, and nobody knows how to fact check for themselves. I mean, it's an uncomfortable truth. It really is. Most people they were never taught to actual verify information. So a lot of times they'll just Google it. They'll read the first headline, skip the first article, and assume the algorithm is true or equals truth, when that's not the way it works. Google doesn't show you what's true. It shows you what's ranked. It shows you what's paid for. It shows you what's funded and pushed. That's why having this conversation matters. I mean, there are a lot of frameworks to fact check without being manipulated by headlines or media bias or viral outrage, which is a big thing. I mean, if the media can think about this. In the 70s, who was that late night headline show host? Not Letterman, before Letterman, I can't think of his name, but anyway, he just said something about there's going to be a shortage of toilet paper. It was a joke, and the whole nation went into a panic. and bought all the toilet paper. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Step one, you got to know the bias before you actually believe any kind of story. And what I mean by bias, I don't mean by lying. I mean by framing. Framing it left, framing it right, framing it wherever, gun control, wherever. Does that make sense? Like a lot of your general left leaning outlets are CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, The Guardian, ABC, NBC, CBS. A lot of your right leaning outlets, obviously Fox News, Breitbart, Daily Wire, Newsmax, and the Washington Examiner. And a lot of you guys ask, why does that matter? Why does that matter? Because if you don't know the bias, you won't recognize the emphasis or what's being projected. Does that make sense? Or what's being omitted? Step two, a lot of people say, oh, if multiple sources have it, it must be true. That's BS. There's a term for that. If 20 outlets have it, that's called the mockingbird media. Most outlets get their information between 4 and 6 a.m. in the morning via email. Used to come across via fax. Before that, it came across via thermal paper because I used to work in a radio station back in the 90s. So they get their talking points, and most outlets copy the same originated narrative or projection within a couple hours. That's the grand illusion of consensus. That's the witchcraft. Does that make sense? So instead, check all different types of sources against each other. Left, right outlets, and check independent journalists on YouTube, on TikTok, on Rumble, and check out raw documents. Full videos and transcripts, not just clips that media plays. And there's plenty of places to go. Another question that you need to ask yourself, where did this claim originate? If the answer is anonymous sources, a press release, a political advocacy group, sources familiar with the matter, you're most likely seeing a manufactured movie or narrative that is not evidence. The next thing you got to do is follow the money. Ownership and advertisers shape coverage. Let me give you an example. Bezos owns WAPO. Amazon coverage stays friendly. Pharma ad dollars. Pfizer, all those guys. Pandemic narratives leaned in one direction. You remember? Audience capture. Fox. Look at there. Money can absolutely dictate how the truth is delivered, especially in this day and age. Headlines you want to look out for. Experts say, could, might, possibly. Headlines sell clicks. Clicks is money. But guess what? Only evidence tells truth. So make sure you demand primary sources. Full unedited videos, court documents, police reports, official filings, transcripts, voting records, actual studies, not articles done by a left or right leaning politician or news media person or a college professor or whatever it is. Does that make sense? You have to learn how to spot narrative manipulation. There's a lot of warning signs. Story only pushed by one political side. There's a lot of labels being thrown instead of arguments. There's a lot of fear-based framing. No documents, no video, no dates, no timestamps. A lot of personal attacks and opinions replacing evidence. Those are warning signs. When you see that, you need to pause. You need to dig the way I just told you to dig. A lot of different sources. Congress.gov, govinfo.gov, FOIA.gov, courtlistener.gov, opensecrets.gov. And there's a lot of original PDFs you can actually go out there and boom. And geez, we have AI now. There's nothing you cannot do. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it makes stuff that used to be hard and take hours, minutes. So guys, don't trust headlines, algorithms, influencers, or politicians. Trust evidence. So I have a lot of friends, a lot of anons, a lot of people who are nobodies who do research, and I play a lot of clips on here, and they are for entertainment purposes only. And I told you the way I do. I put it on the board until it takes itself off. A lot of these explanations are great. I want to play you a clip real quick on this about Minnesota, and I want you to think about it, and I want you to think beyond the headlines in the news. This is the guy's a nobody, but he makes a lot of sense. Listen to this real quick.
About the Somali fraud in Minnesota, USA, I really think people need to start seeing the bigger picture here. Do you really believe that some Somali people living there in Minneapolis could get away with defrauding the state for, say, $9-10 billion a year? Of course not. Washington, D.C. is totally involved in this and not only allowed it to happen, but made it happen. So that's because Israel recently recognized Somaliland, part of Somalia, as an independent state. Why would Israel do so? Well, they need a place to deport the Palestinians to. But you don't just get a piece of land where you can deport 2 million people to. You have to pay for it. And that's what this is. The U.S. is the greatest ally of Israel. Remember, the United States citizens, middle-class people, taxpayers, are going to pay for that. This whole scam, the Somali care system scam, whatever, to me looks like an annual rental agreement where the U.S. taxpayer is now forced to pay $10 billion a year to the Somali elites, to Al-Shabaab, the terrorist organization, and so on, in exchange for a piece of land where Israel can then deport the Palestinians to. Your whole government is corrupt, okay? And this is just Somalia. Imagine what the USA is doing with India. Imagine how much money you're bleeding to India.
So you're not going to hear that anywhere on the news or your TV or anywhere else. Someone's going to have to know or do some deep diving to come up with something like that. Somebody just not going to come up with something like that. Does that make sense? Do some research. We call it digging. Get some sauce. A little evidence. You know what I'm saying? It's a vital part of the war we are in right now. It's a war for your mind, a war for your soul. Not only is it spiritual war, It's informational war. So it's important that you keep your mind right, focused, sharp. You keep the armor of God on at this point in time. And you keep a direct line stream prayer communication with the Father. Pray for discernment. Always pray for discernment. Pray for God to send the Spirit to show you discernment. And I promise you, you will know it in your heart if there is 1 ounce of truth in it. If you are in tune. I promise you. Guys, there's a lot of rabbit holes out there. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. And I'm going to tell you something, okay? A lot of people don't even bat an eye at the stuff that I talk about on this podcast, whether it's Christian, whether it's biblical, whether it's political. A lot of people don't bat an eye because they are NPCs, non-playable characters. They move through life doing what the world tells them to do. The grand evil master one, Satan, or whoever you want to call the dark side of the force, whatever. He's got them right where they want them. Some of them go to church. Some of them are deacons. Some of them are pastors. They just believe in their TV and going through life without the Spirit, without that relationship, that personal relationship. So guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope that helped. I want you to understand something that's going on. There's ever since Trump rode down that elevator, things have been different. Would you not agree? I want you to listen to something. You ain't gonna find it on your TV, but I want you to listen to it. Isn't it coincidental that a lot of things are weird? Seems like the media is trying to cover up a lot of things that Trump's doing. Psh, they covered up everything. Y'all have no clue. But I'm going to teach y'all. I love you guys. God bless. This is food for thought. I'm going to leave you with this. Guys, if you don't have Jesus in your life by now, you better get some. I want to apologize. I'm going to just apologize. My name is B. Rob. It's my show. I'm the host. I can do whatever I want, so I'm going to apologize. I'm not going to play that clip on this episode. You're going to have to tune in to the next episode so you can hear it. It's going to be a good one. And you need to listen to it. So tune back on in. Sorry, we already hit the 17-minute mark. And I like to keep it around 20. So tune back on in. Mañana. Or the next one. Just hit the subscribe button or the follow button or whatever you need to do. So it'll pop up and let you know, hey, B-Rob got a new show. So y'all check it out now. Don't forget, if you ain't got Jesus by now, you better get some. Love you guys. God bless. Hey guys, it's B-Rob. We want to thank you once again for tuning in to the Food for Thought Faithcast. We could not do this without you guys listening and tuning in. Guys, if you ever want to pray with me, for me, talk to me, or simply be a guest on the podcast, give me a call or text 706-691-1043. Once again, my name is B. Rob. God bless you. And on a serious tip, we cannot do this without you guys. So if you would love to send a gift, $1, $5, whatever the donation amount may be, we cannot do this without you guys. We want to continue to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world. Thank you guys, and God bless.